I watched the series Death in the Dorm, and oh my god, it sent it sent chills. It sent chills. My heart just, oh my god, it flashed me back to high school. But what I'd like to say first is my thoughts and prayers go out to the family and especially the mom of the young lady who lost her life. So I remember high school. I remember high school almost too well. And even though I didn't get out with some any physical scars, there's some emotional scarring that I got out with. And I wanted to do this mainly to maybe reach out to people who went through the same things in high school. Some people might think it's nonsensical, but I know for a fact that any emotional scars you collect in your life stick with you. So I wanted to do this just to reach out and say, if anyone went through this, I went through this too, and this happens, and you can get some healing. And also those who are still going through the school system, to jolt them, to give them a voice, and to say that if you are going through anything similar, no matter how small you think it is, you need to speak out. Speak out to your parents, speak out to your guardians, and do something about it before it gets out of hand or before it's too late. Not that I know what happened to the lady who I watched and who gave me this idea to speak on this, but I'm just saying, whether related to that or not, this is of importance and it needs to be addressed, because the future generation is now in school, and any emotional scar you get or you carries with you through your lifetime. So it's important to know how to deal with it, or at least know that you can say something about it. And as I do often, I like coming from a place of my own history and my own experiences. So I'd like to say first, anyone, I did not share some of the things that I'll share today with anyone, not my family, but those friends of mine who probably experienced this with me are the ones who can relate, and those who were involved in those instances that I'll mention maybe will know if they will ever watch this. But I want to just give you my high school background. I joined high school, that was in 2001. Yes, I joined high school in 2001, and when going there, I was very excited for the possibility. I had been to boarding school before, from class 6 to class 8. It was quite challenging, but I was thinking it was ample preparation for what I was going to experience in high school. And I went there, young naive girl. Soon I connected with some friends because I came from the coast. As I said, I finished my KCB in a school, Taita Academy, and most of my life I had grown up at the coast in Mombasa. So I clicked with people who were also from Mombasa, and we became very good, very close friends. So going through high school, I had two main groups of friends. My friends from the coast, I would love to mention them, but I don't know if they would appreciate being mentioned. But the Manyaras know themselves. They're such good friends. They were such good friends of mine. We are two friends now. We just communicate via social, yeah. And then I had my friends who also practice the Islamic faith, who are still very good friends of mine to date. We don't meet as often as I'd like us to, but we still communicate. So these two groups of friends are what caused most of my problems in high school. Or I wouldn't say problems, but caused other people to see me as a problem in their life for whatever reason, and to see my friends also as a problem in their lives for whatever reason. So mainly my issues in high school were on bullying. And I know most people don't think girls high school they have such things as bullying, but it's there. So because I was close with these friends of mine from Mombasa, we'd hang out almost all the time. And I remember distinctly one time this group of girls parading through. I used to be in a dorm called Longonot. It was like in the attic, and it was just open, and I was there sitting with my friends just talking, and they came through parading and shouting we were lesbians. I don't know what we do in private. I did not understand, and I think anybody who knows me up to now knows I love boys. And not judgment to anyone, to each their own, but that was one of the first instances where I think I experienced hate from another person without having to do I had not done anything to these people. And up to now I don't understand why that they had to do that. I don't understand why they did that, but at the same time it really taught me a lot. It taught me how to operate. It taught me how to treat other people, because I know how I felt when I was treated in that manner. So that was one of the instances. The other instances I can remember was because I was friends who were practicing of their faith, and they're very strong in their faith. There were some of the practices they did that did not resonate well with the other girls, and they came from a place of judgment. They judged, they called names, they shunned. So high school, in a nutshell, when it came to relating with other girls, I think it's one of the places where I got withdrawn, and I learned how to protect myself in the way that I don't open up myself to people unless I first learn who you are. I need to know I'm safe with you in order to be open with you. That's why I think I've heard many people say, hey, when I first met you, nilikuogopa, niliona we hata uongeleshangi watu. You know, when I first met you, I thought you were so mean. Uongeleshangi watu, hujui kusocialize. But this came from a place of protecting myself, because high school taught me that not everyone will like you, even if you don't do anything against them. People will shun you, people will mock you, people will call you names, people will do things to you, whether you just for the sake of doing. Because I till date I don't understand why the girls who were mean to me and my friends had to be that. And it is easy, especially for a young girl who is just going through puberty and adolescence and looking to be embraced. It is easy for a girl like that to fall into depression. It is easy for a girl like that to get suicidal thoughts. It is easy for a girl like that to lose worth in herself. So I would like to say to all those who are going through the school system, and especially those in boarding school, because when you're in boarding school, you don't get to leave that area for a certain amount of time. You're in school for 3 months continuous. These people you see are the same people you have to see each and every day, whether you like it or not. You share food space, you share sleeping space, you share hygiene places where you bathe, where you wash your clothes. So if these people are aggressive towards you and they're always mocking you and bullying you, imagine how life is. And it was tough. It was tough for me, I can say, on that side, and it was tough for, I know, most of my friends who I was close with, because we were a target as a group. So I'd like to reach out and speak to anyone who's going through that. Please, if you have a teacher you can confide in, who you trust, if you can talk to your parents who you trust. I regret never saying anything, but as I said, I was withdrawn. I never said anything to my mom. My mom probably will see this for the first time. My aunties who always came to visit me, I never said anything to them, because to some point I thought, now who would believe me? Who would believe me? Or anyone who would listen to me would say, oh, hiyo ni kawaida, hiyo ni high school, lazima udeal na watu kama hao. But it's not easy. So if you can reach out to anyone, if you're going through such a thing, reach out to someone before it's too late, or before you have any thoughts of harming yourself. It is not your fault. Nothing is wrong with you. The people who are doing this to you are the people who have a problem, yet they don't see that. It's a way of, I think, them being superior. It's a way of them having control maybe in their life, or maybe they're also going through something, struggling with some internal things, or struggling with something at home, and their outlet is to unleash their frustrations and their anger onto other people. I like to say it a lot, that most people who belittle and who abuse other people come from a place of hurt themselves. That's why they hurt others. Hurt people hurt people. So I just wanted to bring this out there and say, if you're going through such a thing, please reach out. And anyone who has ever been, or who has those, you know yourself, you can have some bullish tendencies, please just reach down to yourself and see that whatever your actions, they're negatively impacting another life, and it will not bring any more comfort to yourself. Deal with whatever it is that is hurting you, but don't deal with it through another person. Also, get someone to talk to. Parents or guardians, if you have a child, especially who is in a boarding school, be it primary, be it high school, listen to that child. Whatever they tell you, don't take it kuwa upuzi. Don't take it as being this child is just looking for attention. Listen to that child and help where you can. If necessary, move that child from that school. I know it seems like a drastic step, but if it's between your child's life and safety and emotional well-being, that's a very small price to pay. Listen to your children. The case I watch is not the first case of such things happening. I've seen on social media people posting about things that happened to them in high school, or happened to someone they knew in high school, and it changed that person's life negatively, because that person could not speak out, or if they did speak out, the people they were speaking to did not listen to them. So please give an ear to anyone who is trying to tell you that they're suffering in boarding school. And nowadays children as young as 1 year old go to boarding school. If you have a baby that you had to put in boarding school at such a young age for whatever reason, look at them, look at their habits, observe them, see their character. Maybe that will tell you if there is something wrong. I'm not saying all boarding school or all people going to boarding school and high school go through this, but there are higher and higher cases of it happening. And because that is such a delicate time, especially in high school, where people are now developing, people are now becoming emotional beings, they're learning right and wrong, male and female, it is a very delicate time. Teachers, please be gentle with your students. I'm not saying if a child is unruly or acting out that you don't find ways of disciplining, but please within the realm. And if it's not your calling, Bani, if you can do something else, do it. Do not. I think being a teacher is one of the greatest callings on this earth, because you're molding young lives and young minds. And if you're not called to do it, you tend to you can do irreversible damage on that person. I know of teachers who'd come to class and mock us and tell us we would not go anywhere and we would not pass. Anyone who was in the high school I was in knows that I am not fibbing. These things happen. So if you know it is not you, just don't take that vocation. And if you can't change it, I know if you can't change it. Fellow students, be kind to one another. You're all going through a very delicate stage. You're there to be each other's backups because you're in a confined space for a long period of time together. Be kind to one another. You do not have to relate to another person, and if you feel that you have to, please let it come from a place of kindness and goodness and helpfulness. And if you just feel like your blood is not compatible, yeah, there are those people you look at and you're like, we are to patani. Just stay away. You don't have to be mean, you don't have to be rude, you don't have to be abusive. Just stay away. Okay? I just needed to say that. I needed to speak out and just put my voice out there for all those who are going through what you're going through. I'm with you in my thoughts and in spirit. I wish I can do something, and if there's something I can do, if there's a place where you want me to go and talk to a certain group of girls, I am willing to do it. Okay, I am willing to do it. Let's support each other. Let's be kind to one another. Let's help. I'd like to say thank you. My favorite subjects in high school were music and English. Music I loved with all my heart, still do, and English. And Miss Belinda was just the best mentor and teacher and helper to me. Thank you, Miss Belinda. She changed her name. She's now Mrs. Lugaliki. Thank you so much. Mrs. Kimani was my English teacher. Thank you so much. They always gave me support and they always listened to me and they were always there for me. Thank you to my friends, Mary, Bo. Thank you. Let's keep on communicating. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, Rukia. Thank you, Halaku. I love you guys still. Thank you so much. I'd like to thank my mom. She was always there for me, even when she didn't know things I was going through, but she still supported me. My auntie Nancy and Matthew always visited me, and Roy, now he's a big man, he was a baby then. Thank you so much. All my new subscribers, thank you. Let's keep on doing this. Let's keep on growing this community. We are going places, guys. Thank you. Stay blessed. Tudulz.
I will run, I will climb, I will soar. I'm undefeated.